Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for the weekend, August 29th and 30th, 2015. And we're going to have high pressure and control over our area today. It's going to be sinking off to the southeast. It was right over top of us yesterday. Now moving off to the southeast, it's going to have a return flow around it that's going to allow for southwesterly winds to start coming in. And southwesterly winds mean an increase in humidity. It also be an increase in temperature for today. Nothing too crazy though. We're just starting to have this high pressure sink to the southeast today. So that's just going to increase temperatures about 4 or 5 degrees or so warmer than they were on Friday. So dew points will climb up to the mid to upper 60s this weekend, and we'll have a steady increase in temperatures, but not expecting any precipitation whatsoever. As we go into Sunday, here's a look at Sunday. Everything that's precipitation-wise sticks to our west here. So again, nothing in our coverage area here whatsoever, but high pressure off to the southeast still will allow for these temperatures to increase. Let's take a look at the NAM and take a look at what temperatures we're looking at here. Again, looking at generally mid 80s today, maybe mid to upper 80s in some locations further to the south, but for the most part mid 80s. And then we get into Sunday, we go up a couple degrees to the upper 80s. And then next week we get into the heat wave. We'll get into that in a second. Let's go back into the global models here and take a look at precipitation. We did include a slight chance of a very isolated chance of an isolated thunderstorm here late in the day here on Monday. Not too thrilled with this. The models have been increasingly decreasing the amount, if that makes any sense, decreasing the amount of precipitation available for Monday afternoon, but we're going to keep that in the forecast just in case. About a 20% chance of an isolated storm late in the day on Monday, and that's it. We're going to have temperatures increasing again on Monday, maybe upper 80s to near 90, and then go back to the temperature map here. Here's what we're looking at for your day on Monday. We're going to get into here's Monday. Here's a look at temperatures here, getting close to 90 degrees in many locations. As we get into Tuesday, let me get it up here. Here's Tuesday. Tuesday we're getting into the 90s in some locations. So we're going to keep it right around generally 90, 92-ish for most areas here in the central and southern portions of our coverage area, but this is going to be around for an extended period. Some of these models are going pretty robust with temperatures in the mid-90s, really not buying it that high, but regardless, now I mean 90, 92, 96, same difference. It's hot, it's humid, and we're going to have an extended period of this heat. This is really going on for this entire week here. I'm showing you all 7 days here, and this is a very long, prolonged period, and calendar, of course, is turning into September very shortly, and this is not the time of year you normally would expect it, but we are going to have a late season push here of this warm weather. Here's Tuesday on the global models as far as precipitation, none expected. Wednesday, none expected. Thursday, none expected. Friday, none expected. So you see the pattern here. We're getting into hot. We're also getting into dry. No foreseeable precipitation, despite the maybe a little isolated thing here on Monday. That's about it. If you get anything on Monday, consider yourself lucky, because you're not getting anything this entire week after that. Going into the tropics here, this is a look at the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center, and that's now over the western portion of Hispaniola over by Haiti here. Going to cross over there. Most likely will cross over Cuba as well, and then head up to the western Florida coastline here, somewhere in the vicinity of the eastern Gulf or western Florida here. But you can see at no point does it become a hurricane. There was a lot of speculation earlier in the week with this, of what it's going to do, and the idea was it was going to stay north of the islands, come into the Bahamas, and strengthen out here. Of course, that never happened. It continued on a westerly track here, west-northwest track, and has really not made a turn to the northwest. Typically, when systems are weaker, that happens, and it's hard to get it to pull northwest. If it does strengthen a little bit, then it can get pulled northwest a little bit, and that did not happen. So we're not dealing with a major hurricane here across the southeastern U.S. coastline or the eastern coast of Florida, and potentially threatening our area. As a matter of fact, the system could go even further west from what the National Hurricane Center currently projects here, but we'll wait and see how that works out. Regardless, looks like this is the area that's going to be affected, but we have a ridge over top of our area. Those temperatures I just showed you, they're going to be in the lower 90s in many locations for this entire week. That's a ridge over the northeastern United States. That prevents anything weak from coming up any higher than this. So you can forget about any remnant rains. We're not going to be dealing with that from this system either, so this is just a much ado about nothing system, at least for our latitude. and for it won't be running in our plans here for the holiday weekend coming up next weekend. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martich, and that is your outlook for the weekend, August 29th and 30th, 2015. Have a great Saturday and Sunday.